Hey everyone, so today is going to be a tutorial and sort of a review of the new Too Faced Just Peachy Mattes palette. I just picked this up at Sephora this morning. I was lucky enough to get my hands on it and I'm very, very excited to try it out for you guys. So let's just get right into the basics of the palette. So it comes in a pretty sturdy, I would say plastic, just palette. It kind of reminds me of the Tartelette palettes. I mean, they're definitely not the same, but but they are similar in how they feel. It's actually lighter than I thought it was going to be, but I mean, I don't really care about weight of things. And it has kind of like the same aesthetic as the Too Faced Peach palette that they first came out with. I don't know if this is like why they made this, because they already have this palette, but I'm not complaining. So let's get into the shadows. So obviously by the name of the palette, all of the shades, oh, you can see my dank setup with all of my SAT, ACT practice books that I don't use. So obviously all of the shades are matte. That was the goal of this palette. They look very pretty. They're all obviously peachy tones, warm tones. So I'm really excited to dive in. So I'm not going to do finger swatches because honestly, in my opinion, finger swatches kind of translate to like nothing to what they will look on the eye. At least that's just my opinion. So I'm just going to skip that and just go right into the look that I want to do. Also, a great plus of all of Too Faced palettes is that they smell amazing, and this one definitely has the scent of peaches, but it's a little artificial compared to like the chocolate palettes, but I'm not here to smell them, I'm here to use them. So also a great plus is that this comes with a huge mirror. I love when palettes come with a huge mirror. Unlike the the older peach palette, I find no use in these mirrors. They're so small that I don't know, I just can't use them properly, at least that's just me. But I really enjoy the large mirror that they put in this palette. Okay, so I'm going to dive in to Peach Butter, which is a kind of warm tone, light pink, white shade, and I'm going to put that on my brow bone. So first impression is that there is not a ton of fallout, but there is, you know, some shadow just lingering all across like the black dividers of each shadow, which, I mean, it doesn't really bother me that much, but nothing to scream about with the fallout. I'm now going to take Just Peachy, which is this really pretty light peach shade, and I'm going to blend it into my crease. Okay, there is a lot of pigment, a lot more than I'm used to with Too Faced. I'm not shading Too Faced for not having pigmented shadows, but at least in, for example, this palette, which I was very excited about. It's very big, it's an awesome, it looks beautiful, and it's by Too Faced. This is the Christmas in New York palette, but I have barely used it because it just doesn't give off enough pigment for me, and honestly, all of the shades are just so similar to shades that are in the chocolate bar palettes, shades that are in the peach palette. So it's really hard to kind of get original shades from Too Faced, which, you know, has always been a problem. They always reuse shades. But in this one, I'm actually really impressed with their color choices. The next shade I'm going to go into is Peach Punch, which is this very vibrant orangey peach shade, and I'm going to put that in my outer crease. I'm rather impressed with this shade because it actually maintains its vibrant color when applied to the eyes, which I always have trouble with some shadows, that they are very vibrant in the pan and then you put them on your eyes and they just lose all pigment. But so far this palette has impressed me. The next shade I'm going to take is Peach Sangria. This is probably my favorite shade in the palette. It's just a really deep kind of purple, I would say. It's more purple than peach, but I'm going to put that on my outer corner. And I'm going to carry the Peach Punch shade below my eye, so right on my lower lash line. And finally, I'm going to take Peach Butter, which was the first shade I used, and I'm going to put that on my lid. So this is the final look with the eyeshadow palette. I really love this palette so far. So I'm going to throw on some liner and some lashes and give my final thoughts on the product. So all in all, from the 4 shades that I used out of the 12 shades that you get in this palette, I had no problem with any of them. They smell nice, and in my opinion, I think that this is a great color selection for Too Faced, because I've always, found that I am just reusing the same colors over and over and over again in a Too Faced palette because I find that the others are just useless. So I'm super, super duper impressed with Too Faced. This is a great palette, and if I were to compare it to the first peach palette that they came out with, I mean, this palette is a lot more versatile, I guess, because it has more browns and it even has purple shades in it, while this one just has, the warm tone browns and the peach tones. I would definitely pick this one over this one. Now, price point comparison, I'm pretty sure this one was $48. Hold on, let me do a price check. So after price checking, this one came out to be $45 and this one was $49. Now, that's kind of strange to me because this one comes with 12 shades, while this one comes with 18 shades. So you get a lot more shades in this palette, and also this palette is a lot sturdier. I feel like if I were to drop this one, that it would probably survive over this one because it's heavier. But honestly, I would pick this one over this one any day. I do love this palette. It's actually my favorite out of the chocolate bar, like these kind of palettes. So out of those palettes, my favorite is the peach palette. However, if I were to suggest either one for someone who, is looking for either instead of both, I would definitely suggest this one. But, this one only comes with mattes. This one does come with shimmers, but you can get shimmers in pretty much any other palette. I think that this one is going to be a lot more useful for me, at least. So let me know if you guys want to see more tutorials or more reviews. I did just also buy the Subculture palette by Anastasia, so that is another review that I could do, even though, that has been beaten into the ground with reviews, but, I could also review it. But all in all, I think this is an awesome palette. Good job, Too Faced, and I totally suggest this to anyone. So again, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you guys next time. Bye.